The Boondocks was never just a cartoon. It was reality TV for the culture, showing us how the world really works, even when we didn't want to see it. Season 1, Episode 14, The Block is Hot. It's the perfect example of how a handshake turns into handcuffs, and a dream becomes debt, and a case study in how the powerful will make sure the weak never win.
Thank you. I'm a gun man. Hello. Hi.
My legs are...
In America, there's a rule. The big fish eat the little fish. But what happens when the little fish don't even realize they're on the menu? Today, we're diving into one of the most slept-on business lessons this show ever gave us. It breaks down exactly how ambition gets weaponized, how the promise of a pony for a girl with ambition turns into corporate chains, and how fast a handshake becomes ownership. This is capitalism at work, the blueprint on how dreams get taxed, controlled, and sold back to you for a profit. Let's get into it. 90 degrees in February. Woodcrest is boiling. The block's so hot it's making people lose their minds. But not Huey. Nah, Huey's posted up in a full winter coat, like he knew the heat was temporary. And right next to him, Jazmine Dubois, the bright-eyed neighbor girl from down the street, selling lemonade, making her little hustle work. She's moving cups, smiling at every customer, stacking her money up. Nothing fancy. She's got a dream, a pony, simple as that. But dreams like that, they attract sharks.
What's this here? Jazmine's Lemonade Parade. The E's are backwards. Interesting. Well, Jazmine, I'm a very powerful man with a very powerful thirst. What do you recommend?
Enter Ed Wuncler Sr., the man who owns Woodcrest, real estate mogul, sweatshop kingpin, old money capitalist with a smile that hides the game, big fish in a small pond, and he smelled Jazmine's ambition like blood in the water. Jazmine thinks she's just selling lemonade, but Wuncler, he's about to buy her soul, one cup at a time. The sales pitch, sweet words, sour deal. Ed Wuncler Sr. didn't come at Jazmine loud. He slides in smooth, like he's just another old man with a craving, cup in hand, smile on his face, acting like he's here to help.
Lemonade was a popular drink in my day, and it still is. One lemonade, please.
He compliments her hustle, asks about her goal. Jazmine lights up. A pony, that's the dream. Wuncler leans in like some proud mentor, tells her ponies are expensive, says he raises them himself, starts talking numbers, hundreds of dollars, way out of reach for a kid on the corner, and then he drops the bait. What if I bought your stand for the price of one?
I might have to check with my accountants, but what if I bought your stand from you right now for the price of one little pony?
Wow. You must be rich.
Yes, I am. My lawyers will be by with the paperwork this afternoon. See ya, partner.
Bye, partner.
The hook lands, and without reading the fine print, without asking questions, Jazmine signs away her stand. She thought she just leveled up, but really, she just leveled out. The price? $1. But in fine print, Wuncler gains full ownership of all operations, revenue, and branding. A deal that looks like a gift can be a trap. This is what's known in business as a Trojan horse acquisition, where a larger player offers what seems like an opportunity, but it's really a play for long-term control. Real-life example, Instagram was founded in 2010 and quickly exploded in popularity. Just 2 years later in 2012, Facebook acquired it for $1 billion. On the surface, it looked like a partnership. Facebook promised independence, and the founder stayed on. But behind the scenes, things began to shift. Over time, Facebook integrated Instagram deeper into its ecosystem, controlling algorithms, monetization, and strategy. By 2018, both original founders, Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger, resigned. The creative control and original mission were gone. The result? Instagram became another cog in Facebook's machine. Ownership is power, and when you hand that over, even for $1 billion, you might just be selling the soul of your brand. This is how power moves in silence. The contract ain't always paper, it's influence. Jazmine thought she leveled up, but what Wuncler bought wasn't lemonade. He bought her momentum, her brand, her voice. And that's when ownership changes hands, not just of the stand, but of the hustle, the labor, and the future profits. The illusion of ownership. Now, it still says Jazmine's Lemonade Parade on the sign, but Wuncler owns the product, the pricing, the messaging, even the cups and straws.
I want these tables cleaned every hour on the hour. Now where's my money? Well, don't stand there. Lemonade ain't gonna make itself. If I see a single thirsty person on this block, they better be broke. It's gonna be hot today.
Jazmine still standing behind the booth, but that was long hours, strict standards, and endless pressure. She's in the same spot wearing the same smile, but now it's a uniform. The dream? Gone. Now it's just quotas, demands, and making sure Sammy Davis Jr. the pony stays alive. That's the trick. You don't even realize when your hustle stops being yours. You're still showing up every day thinking you're the boss, when really, you just got promoted to lead employee. Quick pause. If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can join our community. We want you to stay tuned for more content on money, business, and motivation. Now let's get back to the action. When power flips protest into profit. Huey doesn't sit back, he pulls up with protesters, people who finally see what's going down. A crowd shows up ready to take down the stand. They're chanting, fists in the air, trying to free Jazmine from the grind. Huey's ready for war, but the crowd, they start singing.
Yeah. Release the children! Let run free, man!
What the hell are you doing?
We're protesting.
Quit playing! Let's shut it down!
This will shut it down.
Yeah.
Just very slowly and peacefully.
We're gonna liberate that girl one of these days, even if it's not in our lifetimes, right? Who's with me?
It's peaceful, controlled, harmless. And Wuncler, he vanishes, only to come back rebranded. He doesn't fight the protest, he franchised it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been brought to my attention that Jazmine's Lemonade Parade has been using child labor. Obviously, this comes as a great surprise to me. So I present to you Wuncler's cruelty-free lemonade.
Same lemonade, same street, but now it's justice certified. He slaps the feel-good label on exploitation and flips outrage into a product launch. Jazmine is shoved to the background. The protest is pacified, and the people start buying what they thought they were fighting. When protest becomes branding, the revolution gets sold. This is known as activism laundering, one of the favorite moves of companies in today's world. When companies take the energy of public outrage and repackage it as marketing to boost their image or sell more products. Real-life comparison? Look at Pepsi's infamous 2017 ad featuring Kendall Jenner. The company tried to turn real protest aesthetics into a feel-good soda commercial, hoping to cash in on activism without changing a thing. It backfired because it was too obvious, too on the nose. The public could see through the stunt, but other companies do it better. Brands slap rainbow flags for Pride Month or BLM fists on packaging, not because they support the cause, but because alignment sells. They do it with just enough polish, enough plausible deniability to make it feel sincere. The problem? The actual practices rarely change. Key takeaway. Just because something looks ethical doesn't mean it is. If the power structure stays the same, the message is just a mask. This is the part they don't teach in school. The system doesn't fight rebellion, it licenses it. Movements get monetized, anger gets branded, and before you know it, the oppressor selling merch at your revolution. Wuncler didn't just outsmart the crowd, he sold them their own morality back in a plastic cup. That's capitalism at its coldest. The stand falls, reality hits. The stand doesn't survive. Once Wuncler gets what he wants, he disappears. And what's left behind? Jazmine, broke, betrayed, and surrounded by people who just want their next cup. When she can't deliver, the crowd turns. Chaos erupts. The same energy that once cheered her on now tramples everything she built. The stand is torn apart, the dream wrecked.
Before you know it, crazy becomes normal.
Jazmine's story might look innocent on the surface, but it's packed with real business lessons that hit deep. She started with heart, drive, and a clear goal, but got played by power, image, and misplaced trust. Key takeaways from Jazmine's journey include: read the fine print. Every deal has a trade-off. If you don't know what you're giving up, you might be giving up everything. Ownership is more than having your name on it. Control is what counts, of your product, pricing, brand, and vision. Watch for exploitation masked as opportunity. Just because someone offers the help doesn't mean they're not here to take. Outrage is a business tool. If you don't control the message, someone else will monetize your movement. Your supporters can flip. The same crowd cheering for your success might turn the second you can't deliver. built for resilience, not just popularity. When the smoke clears, winter hits. Literally, the temperature drops. So does the illusion. It starts snowing in Woodcrest. Meanwhile, Huey, still rocking that coat. From the very start, he knew. While everyone melted in the February heat, he saw what was coming. The fall, the freeze, the truth. And there's Jazmine, sitting in the cold, shivering, talking to herself about a new idea.
Have I ever told you about Jazmine's hot chocolate explosion? It will be a delivery service for hot chocolate.
That's a lesson in itself. You can lose your stand, your money, your product, but if you still got the vision, you can always bounce back. Because that hustler spark, you can't extinguish that. So, what do you think about Jazmine's rise and fall? Did you catch any other business lessons from his story? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you've enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Hustlers in the Hood. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.